Hello everybody, my name is Chris and welcome back to more Subnautica. And we are in deep. We're in deep. Not only did we go down here in the lava zone, we went inside the massive mountain that's in the center, right? We found our way inside, only to find a power facility. The power facility, the thermal power facility that's powering all of the alien locations on 4546B. And learned some stuff, learned some things, and then sandwiching with that a number of close calls with the sea dragon out there, and the fact that there's two of them, right? Because I'm not crazy, right? There's two of them. There's definitely two of them because they're in two completely different areas, or they follow it. It's one or the other, and I'm maybe I'm paranoid. But yeah, got real close and got real stressed. Right, we saw it bumping into the peen review a number of times, and gotta be honest, if it decided to spit up and around and somehow destroy our peen review, that's gonna set us back. That's gonna be a bad time. Like, we'll make another one, obviously. It's not that big of a deal, but it's more of like the inconvenience. Being 1,400 meters down and losing our sub. But we are now inside the main alien facility that we needed the blue tablet to get into. And so we have entered, and it is massive. It is huge. Not only is there a number of artifacts that we're seeing and scanning and kind of getting some insight into a little bit how these aliens were, but also they've had some Earth artifacts, which is very interesting. So they've either visited us at one point or another on Earth, which I think is fascinating. Right, we learned the ability to craft these ion power cells and batteries, which I think is really cool, and I really want to dig into. And we will for sure, because not only in this facility is there multiple portals, right? Portals. Jeez, tongue twister. But there's also a room over on that side full of eggs of what's like 40 species. And then there's a room over here with a bunch of like water piping and everything that I speculated was probably the vent system out there that we've seen, right? And these little guys run around. I think this is gonna be quite the adventure, because we also got to get Gustav and get him in here, because we need. It's loud. We need to mine this, because this thing creates ion cubes, apparently, which I think is so cool. Because that's basically going to be our way to, maybe if it does function like that, and we can keep doing it like that, then we can essentially just farm a bunch of ion cubes, which is great, because I want to make a bunch of cells. Okay, it's all the way over there. Right, but on top of that, we learned that we got the actual report in our PDA now of them shutting down the vaccine research program. Like, they completely bailed on it. They bailed on the research. Right? Vaccine development terminated. Emperor egg hatching project terminated. So they're not even trying to hatch the sea emperor, which has the best chance of producing the natural, which has the best chance of having resistance to Kara, but also they had an egg. So they terminated that project, so they've given up. And then live specimens terminated. We know about that. We know about that from the research facility. Killed everything and evacuate immediately. Which again, speculation. It seems to be implying it. It just we haven't had like the hard confirmation yet. But it definitely seems to be this might have been due to the releasing of the bacteria. And they bailed, right? Power sounds great. Okay, we got these. All right. So real quick, we're gonna let that do its thing, because we're gonna switch it and bring it inside.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
I want to go over here, right? Because power-wise, we're doing okay. Right, we got 2 at about 80%. This is not the worst. We just blow through so many that it is a desperate situation. Right? We can't craft these without silicone rubber, but I can make a bunch of these, which doesn't really help us, unfortunately. It would be nice. It'd be nice if I could hold a power cell and use my little flippers to charge them. I think that would be neat. But alas, we can't. So for the cubes, we'll bring these. I know we have some already in our... Oh, there you are. In our prawn. But I definitely make sure we get the most. Yeah, and really, if there's... I know some people have mentioned it, right? There's a thermal upgrade for the Cyclops, similar to the prawn. Right, where this place, honestly, we could just leave a bunch of the power cells in and charge this passively.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
But it's not the case at the moment that we have. Right, so once we've kind of been thorough with this facility, I do want to go and explore a couple of the other areas around that we haven't been to as thoroughly yet. Still exciting. Still very interested to see. Right, because we're not done exploring yet. Oh, God. Okay, come on. I hope I hear it roar before anything happens. Okay. All right. Okay. How are we looking at power cell wise? 75, 41. Okay. And you hear that. Okay, cool. I'm not crazy. That was part of me was like, okay, it's either going to be this, which makes sense because that's how we've been taught, or this is going to be like we got to get some like special gloves. Okay, we got plenty. Hey, yo. No. Get out of here. Ridiculous. Cool. no. Is it really that, like, almost immediately? That's cool. Okay, Gustav, you hang out there. You can hang out there. We gotta go. We gotta look around. So I didn't get to this yet.
Integrating new PDA data.
Here we go. Enzyme 42 project data. According to translated data logs, an indigenous Leviathan species was found to produce a unique substance referred to as enzyme 42, which inhibited the symptoms of the Kara bacterial infection in other indigenous organisms. The specimen was captured and contained in a purpose-built habitat for further study. The alien researchers went to great lengths to provide for the lifeform's environmental needs, including the import of interdependent flora and fauna via an on-site warp gate. However, its health quickly deteriorated. When quarantine was imposed, all warp gates and force fields were sealed. All attempts to develop the enzyme into a vaccine had been unsuccessful. Ooh. Okay, so this basically does confirm, like, they got the Sea Emperor, right? The specimen was captured and contained, and they cared for it, right? They took care of it. They treated it well. They kept it alive, and if this is the Sea Emperor, right? Then they did bring the egg. They did hatch it, right? Or they have... Maybe the egg was separate. It's just... I don't know, was the Emperor Egg Hatching Project terminated? Right? So they weren't worried about hatching the egg anymore, but they had a live Sea Emperor, which is a separate project. Right? So this thing produced enzyme 42 naturally, and they put it in the peepers, and they realized that the peepers transfer it, right, which is good, but the peepers themselves don't actually retain the enzyme, right? So the enzyme itself is both the key. It, like this says, right, it inhibits the symptoms of the Kara bacterial infection, but it doesn't. It's not a cure. The cure will be based on and with the enzyme 42. They were just never able to make it. Every time they've tried, they failed. Oh, this is so fascinating. So, I mean, it's also not good. It also doesn't feel good because that means either we have to finish the research to figure it out, or or there's no shot, right? The fuck? What? Preserved fetus. Oh, that's different, because that... Is this a baby sea dragon? Oh. No. That's a Sea Emperor child. Oh. Found preserved in a display case, it's likely a child of the adult specimen contained within the facility. Oh, that's sad. Child. Physiology. Superficial damage to the specimen indicates it was artificially removed from its egg casing. Oh. Stunted tissue development suggests the organism expired during the removal process. Tissue samples have been taken from the digestive tract. Analysis. It appears the aliens were attempting to formulate a cure from the bacterium from enzymes produced in this specimen's digestive system. Without a young, healthy specimen, these efforts were in vain. So they were getting impatient, it seems, right? They were very much trying to get it, like, I get enzymes, digestive tract. It's like, okay, that's how they learned that this thing works and how it's produced. But the statement itself, right? Tissues, the organism expired during the removal process. So basically, they prematurely hatched this thing, force hatched it, in order to get in there and get the enzymes. But that just was that it was too early to the point where it just died, and then I mean everything just failed because obviously it seems like they couldn't afford to wait for it to maybe hatch naturally, right? Because it was a fertile and viable egg. But I mean, if this was taken from the Sea Emperor, is this the last one? Because if this is the last one and it died, then I can see why they terminated the program, because there's no... I mean, that's it. There's nothing else you can do. In their mind, right? Thinking that they need a youthful version of the creature. Preserved egg casing. Sea Emperor egg casing. Shell composition. The shell casing is formed from thick layers of carbon composites, suggesting an extensive gestation period. The Leviathan species may give birth just once per century, perhaps just once in their lifetimes. That's why they forced it open. Because they did not want to wait. They couldn't afford to wait. I mean, you have like over 100 billion lives already taken, and this might be the one shot. It's fucked up to do. Like, it feels fucked because you're not only stealing the egg from the Sea Emperor, right? But you are now forcing it open, and it dies. And you also weren't able to utilize any of the research. So it's just, ugh. Shell casing incisions. Precise incisions suggest a laser-based tool was used to cut open the egg casing and forcibly remove the fetus inside prior to full gestation. Analysis. Time pressured to develop a bacterial vaccine may have driven the alien racers to cut open this egg and remove the fetus for study. It is also possible that, removed from its parent and natural habitat, some vital condition for the infant that naturally was not met. Which is curious, because I mean, like, they don't really know. They don't really know. And we don't really know. Like, full Sea Emperor, life cycle. And they were studying, right? They were studying the hatching what's the term? Methods, right? Of the different species. So that's why they have a room full of eggs over there, and they learned. So that's probably how they eventually came to this conclusion, like, oh, this isn't going to hatch for a while. But again, without full information, like, maybe if the egg was left with its mother, would it have hatched naturally faster? It doesn't seem to be the case, based on the information we just gained. Right, it has a very long gestation period. Okay, before we go, because I brought the cubes to activate all the portals. Oh, this is so cool. This is so cool. Like, I feel so bad for the Sea Emperor. It's like that fucking sucks. Let alone the Sea Emperor herself, right? Because like we've got some of these eggs before. They've tried to keep every single type. Another one. but I assume these are either in stasis or infertile?
Integrating new PDA data.
Sea Emperor Leviathan research data. Specimen size categories have been adjusted upward to accommodate the species. So, this thing is so big, they literally needed to create a new category for it in size. Wow. Feeding and digestion. Alien research data indicates that despite its size, the species feed entirely on microorganisms. It filters from the water, which themselves depend on complicated ecosystem of plant and animal life. Oh, that's cool. So it doesn't eat, I was gonna say it doesn't eat people, it doesn't eat us, it doesn't eat other animals. It's microorganisms. Wow. Reproduction. Large ovary-like organs are carried in the creature's middle section, suggesting that, like other species on this planet, it produces eggs. However, internal scar tissue indicates probable infertility. Oh no. Enzyme 42. The Emperor manufactures enzyme 42 within its stomach cavity to break down its food. It will occasionally expel it into the surrounding waters. This substance was found to neutralize the effects of the bacterium, and its presence in the ecosystem today would explain how life on the planet survived the outbreak. It remained to be explained by what mechanism the enzyme is being delivered. Oh yeah, I guess that makes sense. Because with like when the basically patient zero, right, the sample of Kara got out and spread, and it's been a while since then. It's been a while since then. You would think naturally everything would have died. When you really think about it, actually, yeah, everything should have died, but realistically, the reason that this planet is even alive, the ecosystem of the planet is even as alive today as it is because of the Sea Emperor. That's kind of crazy. Wow. Health. Comparative analysis of size and metabolic rates indicates the specimen captured by the researchers was approximately 1,600 years old. Extensive internal and external scar tissue suggested it had lived well in excess of the peak lifespan for its species. Oh, so this was like an elder. Wow. Damn. Assessment. While a healthy emperor specimen may have held some potential as a cure, it's unlikely any research subjects survived quarantine procedures. I mean, we did get the thing that says it's unlikely that it's still contained, but at the same time, they did go through the process of eliminating all subjects, right? They did say that. And that said one wasn't accounted for. And I'm imagining that the one that's not accounted for was, you know, Kara Patient Zero for the planet. So basically, they took Sea Emperor Leviathan. They tried to make this work. They found out that it does. It actually roaming freely, if it, in theory, was to roam the entire planet enough, it could theoretically neutralize the bacterium. Maybe that's... Is that maybe how... I mean, they didn't think about it. They were trying to make a cure from this that they could kind of like package, right, and distribute to all the other planets that were infected. But maybe for this one, maybe it's just that simple for this planet. 4546b is to let the Sea Emperor kind of just go around and cure the place. But there's not really a lot hoping on that because it's probably dead. And all because they activated quarantine and they demanded everything be killed. That's a big egg. Hmm. God, you know, out of game real quick though, like these egg designs are really cool. Oh, they took you out. Oh, okay. Really neat. Really, really interesting. They were. I mean, could this be like they had the eggs of everything, right? So maybe they were injecting. Maybe they were injecting enzyme 42 into all of them to see how they respond. Maybe if that actually sticks or if it even works. Or maybe they were checking all of them to see if any of them are resistant to the bacterium naturally and not good. I mean, who knows? They did a lot of research. They did a lot more research than we even have information on. Right? That's really interesting. Okay, we're gonna go over here before we start activating portals. Oh, dude. Get out of here. I can't believe I brought you in here. Oh, they have so much power. You're sucking me off. Ridiculous. The audacity. I gotta say, this is pretty cool that we have access to this near infinite. I mean, pretty much infinite, actually. Ion cube. Manufacturing.
Vital signs stabilizing.
Okay. All right, we still got some time. All right, this is why I brought the food and the water. This was the whole plan. Even though we have it on the ship. I had a feeling we'd be inside a lot. Outflow pipe. Oh, there he goes. Enzyme host peepers leaving the containment facility. So that's how neat. So they, because they found out that that peepers could carry the enzyme. So are the pipes? So the pipes aren't. So they might not even actually. They're not for cooling down. I mean, they might be, but the primary thing is for them to specifically mention that the peepers are going in and out and they're safe. It's intentional that they're sucking in peepers, giving them the enzyme and releasing them back out. So that's why the vents are everywhere. So they're bringing them in, just essentially trying to distribute enzyme 42 across the planet through these vents. Even if the peepers themselves can't maintain the enzyme for very long, they can transfer it to the other creatures. So aside from the Sea Emperor being able to do it, right, this allows them to distribute the enzyme on a larger scale, just not super efficient in curing it as like a whole. Enzyme host peepers leaving the containment facility. The outflow pipes are filled with peepers traveling back towards the surface. Specimens show no symptoms of infection. All specimens scanned are carrying enzyme 42, which data suggests inhibits the bacterium. Specimens' stomach cavities are otherwise empty, suggesting they may have purged the contents before entering the pipes. Assessment. If peepers were evolved to distribute the enzyme via the pipe network, this may explain part of the mechanism by which life on 4546b has survived since the bacterial outbreak. Fucking genius. That's really good. Right, the whole plan, at least for this has helped mitigate it, even if they can't cure it fully. This at least seems to mitigate a lot of it. Peepers entering the containment facility. The pipes drawing water into the containment facility are filled with peepers arriving from the surface. The fish show no signs of distress. The specimen scans have all consumed high quantities of seeds and organic matter from the surface. Some specimens are beginning to show signs of infection. So they're coming in, going out. They're coming in infected and, right, consumed high quality quantities of seeds and organic matter, right? So they're full, they're fed, and they're infected, and then they're being sent out, cured, full of enzyme 42, and stomachs empty. And you think, why would it matter if their stomachs are empty? Well, I imagine then by them having an empty stomach, they're hungry. So it encourages them to not only when they leave, they would then seek to swim around and spread out, right? And carry enzyme 42 to places instead of it just kind of being stationary, right? Them being hungry probably encourages them to roam.
Integrating new PDA data.
Ventilation control. Water flowing to and from primary containment facilities is being automatically controlled, independently of other safeguards. Data on the water composition has been recorded. Inflow, water is being drawn from different biomes around the surface of the planet. The water temperature is considerably lower than the volcanic environment outside the facility, while microorganism and nutrient counts are substantially higher. Outflow, oxygen-deprived water is being flooded from the system and recycled back to the surface. Fascinating. This is great. So obviously these were containments potentially for... Maybe they kept peepers in here before they had like a full system going on, or maybe it was just aesthetics. What is down here? Going down. Oh, down. Whoa. Yep, the lower floor. Look at him, there he goes. Phew. Alien piping networks. Phenomenal. Right, and then they just go. So then the peepers, so then theoretically, if we go to the piping, or if we go to one of the vents, right, one of the exhaust vents, then theoretically we could grab an enzyme And then, like a peeper juiced up with the enzyme. Like, specifically. Oh, that'd be interesting. That'd be very interesting, because I don't have any infected creatures, but also I haven't tried, because I did speculate that when we first discovered that the peepers can carry the enzyme and transfer it to other creatures. And it's like, okay, well, if I got a fish tank, put a bunch of infected creatures in there, and put him in there, that would then theoretically spread the enzyme and cure them. Right? In a way. And this essentially not just doubles down, but triples down, then, and how that is... How not only is that is what they succeeded in doing, but is continuously being done right now. As in right now, they are still producing the enzyme. Or they're putting the enzyme into the peepers. I kind of want to try it. I kind of want to build an alien containment, seek out infected fish, and just see what happens. There's 4 portals in here. Where do they go? And is it going to be terrifying? Into the unknown. $300 down. This doesn't seem familiar. It's not. I mean, it's definitely not familiar. Where is this? Scary. But this is neat. The bulb bush. It's been a while since we got a new plant. Bulb bush. This aquatic species that have evolved to grow in deep, sandy environments and to conserve its hydration levels against relatively extreme external temperatures. The root system can fragment the shale rock it grows on to form a deep anchor point, allowing predators to graze but not easily uproot the entire plant. Just a nib. This grazing will tend to dislodge parts of the plant, and with each section is capable of growing into a fully formed adult plant, explaining the concentrations of bulbs, bushes in some parts of the world. Edible in small quantities, high water content. Ooh. That's cool. So high water content. That'd be a neat thing to grow. Water bush. But it spreads basically, it's like seeds. It wants them to be eaten. Because in it being eaten, that's how it spreads. Kind of like we have a lot of flowers in our world that do that same thing. It is beautiful and terrifying. We got 10 water. That's... wow. That's awesome. Okay, so I'm going to hold on to these because from what I know, and a lot of you guys have said, that even though these will expire and go bad, you don't want to eat them, but you can still plant them. So these are technically viable for planting. That is huge. Ooh. Okay. Man. Even now, it still freaks me out a little bit. Where are we? Where the hell are we? Okay. Pink mush base. How far are we from home? Oh. Shit. This is far. This is very far. That's big. That's... Oh, that's neat. Okay. This is... Okay. It's cool. It's cool. That's really neat. That's really neat. Definitely want to come out here and explore it. That's for sure. Oh man. Oh. Okay, so we got one teleporter. That's really far away from our base. Wait, how close is this then to the Degassi Island? Because that's okay, so I get an idea of which direction we're at now. Right in GP. Okay, so this is... Oh yeah, we've never been out this way. Okay, I'm gonna turn off the cameras though. Oh boy. Alright, how cool. Another more places that we haven't seen. Love to see it. Love to see it. Can't wait. Can't wait to go and see what that's about. It's all down there. Sorry, are you on him again? He is. He is, isn't he? You're gonna be a problem. You're gonna be a problem, buddy. Okay.
Welcome
Right.
aboard, Captain.
You know what? You're gonna go. We're taking you outside. Get out of here. Jeez. Alright. Alright, so hopefully that'll give us... We don't have to worry about that for a minute. A little loud. Alright, how's our storage look? Okay, we got 3. I will wait for harvesting the other ion cubes. Okay, so let's go this way. I was curious because theoretically we have this one. And then we have these 4, and these 4 go to places that we've not found yet. Because the teleporters that we have found... Well, the one teleporter we found goes from island to island. And then the other teleporter we found recently goes from the QEP all the way to the thermal plant. So these go to completely other sections that we haven't even been to yet. Which I gotta make some beacons for and set these up, because just to get like a visual of like, okay, where these are in the world compared to everything else. Ooh. Hi. Okay, so those are there. Oh, we are not far from the base at all. Oh shit, look at that. Wow, this was here the whole time? That's crazy. The whole time. Just down in this little crack. Wow. Right, that's regular lithium. Wow, so just all the way tucked in here. We could have stumbled upon this. We could have stumbled upon it. I mean, we couldn't have done anything. Because we didn't have any ion cubes, but I mean, we could have seen it. That's cool. So one goes out to the other, to that biome. That goes out to the mushroom forest. So what are the other two? Yeah, I got two. Okay. Where did these go? Because I think while this will let us move around. I mean, this covers a lot of ground. This absolutely does. Very quickly. Dangerous to get down here. The sea dragon, but very convenient to just portal around. But again, I think I really appreciate it, is the fact that these aren't everywhere. These aren't all over the place. They're not constantly filled with, like, the game isn't all about using these to get every single place. Right? There's no amount of, like, shortcutting you can really do, which I appreciate. Right? Now, even though the depths unnerve me, I still like that. You know, it's the tone, it's the feel of the game, right? It's the whole vibe is exploring and being forced to go into the unknown. And if you could just portal everywhere, I mean, it kind of feels like it trivializes really quickly. Oh hell no! Where'd you go? Get out of here! You know what? I'm not gonna leave you. I really should make one of each of these. I should make a repulsion and keep the propulsion. I don't like that. It is interesting to see these are only like a couple hundred meters from the surface. Okay. God, it's so fucking dark. Where's the life pond? We are quite the ways away. Oh, yeah. Mm-mm. Oh, look at that slope. Look at that, it's just in this wall, this tiny little spot in this massive wall. Oh, God. Okay. Alright, this is very I feel like it would be better in the prawn. And that's mostly because I'm not prepared, if anything. I don't know what's out there. But this just means we've now found 3 new areas ish, right? This, because the one to the mushroom forest isn't it's like a new connection that we've made, but the area we have gone through. So far there's 3 new places we can basically portal over to and explore. Great. I do love it though. I do love it. I love it and I hate it. I love it more than I hate it. Especially that first one with all the water bulbs. Oh my. Oh, 600 meters down. Look at that. Lost River. Kinda. Well, it's like brine pools. It's not the actual Lost River, though. It's way further down. Or wait, no. Wait. Shut the fuck up. Is this seriously? Oh. Ooh, he's mad. Oh, God. Did he... No. Go back. Go back outside. Go away. Oh, no. I'm sorry. Did I hit you? Did I make you mad? I didn't mean to. God, he's huge. Come here. Come here, I want to try to scan you. This is wild. Has a haunting sound. Piercing. Okay. No. I'm good. I'm great. Come here. Fucking shit. Oh my god. I just want to scan. I just want to scan you. I just want to scan you. I just want to scan you. You're a ghost Leviathan. Oh no. Fuck. I almost had the full scan too. God damn it. That makes sense with the name and the appearance. They're clear, like see-through, ghostly. You're a juvenile? So there's a bigger one? What do you look like full grown? My god. That was... You know what? That was easier than that was easier than it felt, but man, that thing could have just... If it wanted to. Our first Leviathan scan. Alive. Ghost Leviathan juvenile. This large predator has adapted to live in deep waters and dark cave systems, attacking anything and everything in its quest to grow larger. Oh, good. Threat level max. Almost max. There's something more threatening than this? Okay. Ooh. Torso, soft outer membrane and elongated body enable superior navigation of tight cave systems. Displays some similarities to other eel-like predators in the area. However, the Ghost Leviathan is covered over the electrical prongs on its inner torso with a taut, transparent membrane which delivers superior maneuverability. Diet. In its juvenile state, this Leviathan feeds on larger herbivores and unfortunate members of its own species. They display a remarkable rate of growth, which shows no signs of stopping, suggesting that they must abandon their hatching grounds before they grow too large and make for more open waters. Assessment: avoid. Avoid. Don't do it. Don't do it. God, they're so cool, though. They're so cool. They're terrifying, but they're so cool. They're very pretty. Dangerous. The fact that they grow massive, the fact that this is as big as it is a juvenile. Which means if there's a full-grown one somewhere, right? Maybe we saw a more adult one the first time out in the blue orbs area, right? Maybe that one was larger. It felt larger, but which makes sense because if these hang out in the cave systems, this is a juvenile. Then the reason that one was out there is probably because it grew too big for the cave system and it had to leave, and so it went out to that more open area to just grow even larger. Great. Love that. That is really interesting. The fact that it even makes a statement, right? This Leviathan feeds on larger herbivores and unfortunate members of its own species. So this thing eats other Leviathans. God, it's so cool. Got a couple of pictures for home. I feel that was kind of a good one. Come here. Oh, face the camera. There we go. Ooh. That's not bad. That's not bad. I guess with a little bit of personality in it. Oh my God, it's so long. Alright, great. Great, excellent. So this is very, very deep, and it's about as far away as the island. But just in a different direction. So if that's that, then Degassi Island is all the way that way. What? What happened? Am I dying? I don't know, we lost some health. That didn't feel good. Maybe it was the brine. Maybe I got too close. What the fuck? Okay, is there something... something following me? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, no, no, no. Okay, oh god, oh god. He just said, you know what? He said, don't worry about the walls. I don't need them. My god. What the fuck? Holy shit. Okay. Oh my god. That was fucking terrifying. Oh my god, they just straight out of the ground. Good daisy. My god. So don't worry about the barrier. Don't even worry about the water. I don't need it. I just gotta walk right in there. Totally fine. Totally fine, not a problem. Good lord.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Alright. Whew. Okay, so here, actually, let's go... I'll take all these so that we can grab this. And then we're gonna go back to the side. We're gonna make the blue tablet, and we're gonna come back. We're gonna put it in. We're gonna put it in, we're gonna see how it goes. Because I do want to also gather a bunch of this, because I would like to make... For the fun of it, right? I want to make more power. I want to make some ion power cells. Where are you? Go all the way over there? Okay. What? Oh my god. Get out of here. Fucking scare the shit out of me, man. God damn. Shit. 586. Okay, we'll let those charge. We're getting some other power cells out too.
Captain, all systems online.
Because we gotta get out of here. Eventually. And I gotta make sure we have enough power cells to actually do that. Right? So let's go... Take these two. That's two. We got a full set. We got, what, like 90? Ah, shit. Yeah, I'm hoping we can... Basically, when we leave here soon, I'm hoping that we're gonna go around, explore some new areas, maybe find that thermal charging upgrade before we come back down here. Because I think that would be pretty cool. God, that's already empty. Okay. So for the sake of this, right, and it was a good idea. Right, it was mentioned before, whenever we're down here. To prevent sort of like the unnecessary drainage of the batteries, to just take them out. Which is actually really smart. I didn't really think about that. It's actually genius. Because you can suck off this 22 all day. And it doesn't And if we just keep them in here, right? 4, 5, 6. That's a full set of battery. It's a full set to get us out of here. All right, so we got this. So I don't think we need the prawn. Actually, wait, before we go in here, I'm gonna drop off these and the kyanite. Just for the sake of space. We're gonna run over here. Switch out that one. All right. Cool. This is working out. It's kind of a little extra. It's a lot of extra steps because I don't have the thermal charger for this, but it is better than nothing. It's something. So I got 5. Those 2 are charging, so we're good. We're good. I don't think we're gonna need the repulsion too much. Because I can actually just charge it by just swimming like this. It's costing us more than probably what it's worth. But it's free. Okay, it's showing that it is hot. It is very slowly getting our health. But I think not enough to be that worried, I think. I'm like watching it as it's going down. Guys, really the prawn out there to charge, do its thing. See what's going on in here. Oh my. It's a big room. Is this where the council would meet? It's a lot of water. This is big. This is huge. This is like an interestingly large room. Why do they need the water to be launching a boat? Wait. Wait, is this the... No. This isn't the Is this like literally the containment for where they kept the Sea Emperor? Man, every instinct is like, don't fucking go in there, but then at the same time, I'm like, we gotta go in there. How else are we gonna know? We don't know. We don't know if we don't go. We don't know if we don't go. I hate this. Okay. 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 All right. No, I didn't think it was the you know what? We are under the impression that it's dead. If it was just free roaming around, I was fully expecting to go down. It's like face to face for whatever reason. Oh, that's not the case. God, that was give myself a headache. Okay. But this is oh. Oh my god, what the fuck? No.
Are you here to play? Others came here once. They built these walls. They played alone. They bored me. Now they're gone. And instead, we have you. We are curious whether you swim with the current or fight against it as they did.
Ah. I'm gonna be so for real. What? That's who was talking to us the whole time. That's who was speaking to us. This entire time was like, what are you? And then I'm what you seek. She's the Sea Emperor. She's a Sea Emperor, the Sea Emperor, the last Sea Emperor. Holy shit. That's so cool. And it's so weird. It's immediately like not scary. I was kind of like intimidated as far as like size and everything, but she speaks. She speaks to us. None of the other Leviathan do that. She speaks. So this is the containment. Obviously not contained. They know they couldn't. You are beautiful and massive in a complimentary way. I'm sorry, but that's so fucking cool. My god, are you here to play? Others came here once. They built these walls. Because again, the one specimen. So she's not dead. So it was like theoretically everything else died, but she didn't. They didn't terminate her. She's the one who's been alive for like 1,600 years. She's been alive before these guys, the aliens, even visited. They built these walls. They played alone. They bored me. Right? So they didn't interact really at all. Doing their thing. Now they're gone, and instead we have you. She said disappointingly. We're curious whether you swim. We are curious whether you swim with the current or fight against it as they did. So that's an interesting phrasing. Fight against the current, which is it's like figurative, right? Because what they were doing is they were doing all this. They were fighting against the spread of the bacterium. Whether you swim with the current or fight against it as they did. Not that. I mean, it sounds like she's implying like swimming with the current is the better idea. This is crazy. Like, look at all the other creatures in here that are just thriving. They're here. They're just living. You are so cool. This is so
Detecting
cool.
unusually passive behavioral patterns in nearby predators. Reason unknown. Unlike other alien facilities, scans indicate this location supports a diverse and healthy ecosystem. Explanation unclear at this time.
Is it because of her enzyme? Or is it because of maybe her in general? Like, I mean, this is fascinating. Because there is no, I mean, there's obviously no presence of the infection here, but then everything's like very chill. They're not hunting each other. So is there some like telepathy that they have? Not just for speaking to us, obviously, which is kind of crazy, but to almost make everything like docile? Sorry, I need to scan you. God, you're incredible. Okay, I gotta get closer. Man, I cannot get there fast enough. I gotta like cut you off. I feel like I can't even cut you off. You're so fast. I go this way. Searching. I found it. I see. There's no searching. There's no searching.
30 seconds.
Wow. Okay, this is huge. This is a huge place. Oh man, we're gonna have to. Okay, so I can't scan her at all. That's okay. That's fine. It is what it is. So they built this because they I mean, she's more or less like, she's chill, right? So they probably like spoke with her. Maybe they did. Maybe they didn't. I don't know. That's fascinating. These are the vents. Oh my god, it all comes together. This is where these are the vents sucking in the enzyme. The enzyme, you know, saturated water. Enzyme saturated water is being sucked in.
The water here is rich with a rare plankton-like life form, which depends on the organic detritus produced by the ecosystem around it.
Oh, this is fascinating. So basically, because she's able to produce the enzyme, it saturates not just the local sea life, but also the water. But the sea life is the big thing, and they get sucked in here. They go through the piping system. They get spit out at the top. You know, spread the enzyme, and then new ones get sucked down here. It's a whole rotation.
The
Wow, so they almost
life in this area is growing outside its normal conditions. Other life forms fertilizing and pruning the vegetation may be offsetting this environmental deficit.
This is almost like a perfect ecosystem down here. But yeah, I mean, they basically they created like a filter. Pretty much, like, it sucks in the life, it juices them up with the enzyme, sends them back out. This is this is very cool. This is great. Wow. And that's just a platform. That's not even anything. So the containment was just this massive open space because they physically can't fit her anywhere else. Like they're not gonna make like a box like they did for everything else. Wouldn't make any sense. So the question is, she hasn't, well, one of the questions, ooh, is how does she feel about her egg situation? Because that seems tragic. There's another. This is wild, because I mean, like, obviously they have to have a cave system. For, like, the cave creatures. This is rad as hell. Holy shit. Sea crown. This plant consists primarily of a large bladder-like sac containing a huge variety of bacterial species which may enable it to break down the complex compounds it draws from the root system. Shares large sections of the genetic code with the membrane tree. Environment scans indicate this plant is rare to the point of extinction. To the point of extinction, but it's thriving down here. How cool. I need an oxygen rock. Oxygen plant. There we go. I'm impressed how big of an area this is. I mean, it makes sense why it has to be. Wow. It's pretty. Hold on, wait for it. Bam, 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 bam. I'll take this off. I need these for the house. See, now Altera would want us to capture this thing. Maybe. Or something or other. Bring back the enzyme. Hey, they might not care. But I mean, imagine massive galaxy, universe-wide infection, and you're the company that has the cure. Profits, baby. Think about it. Think about the stock price. Think about what we could do. Think about what they would want us to do. Gone over here. Oh boy. Okay, that's definitely a portal. All right. All right, I'll bite. What is this? Because this seems oh so incredibly specific. Like, what a design, what a size. Oh shit, look at that. That's convenient. Huh. Yeah, I guess they would want easy access. I mean, we don't know if they could float or fly. Maybe they could, right? They could just go up here, go straight through there. Observation. But then I guess if they were communicating, she could pop her head up out of here. I don't know if she could do that. Maybe. I'd be better for. Who am I to say anything? She can do whatever she wants. This is wild. Oh, wait. You're different? Peepers inside the containment facility. While all other creatures encountered within the facility are isolated within it, peepers appear to be coming and going of their own accord via the alien pipe network. On arrival, peepers are approaching the Sea Emperor. Peepers exhibit a natural affinity for the stomach enzymes being expelled by the Emperor. Peepers, which have come into contact with the enzyme, are returning to the pipe network. This behavior must be the source of enzyme 42 on 4546b, or the area thereof which supports life. It is likely also responsible for the survival of the Emperor and other life forms contained within the facility. Right, because being able to spread the enzyme is the peepers thing. And that's a huge thing. Sea Emperor produces the enzyme, peeper spreads the enzyme. All other creatures can kind of benefit from that. But at the same time, we know that the Sea Emperor feeds off of microorganisms and not actually any of these creatures. So they're all kind of helping. Everything's, I was gonna say, it's like an ecosystem. Which is, I mean, yeah. I am curious. I'm going to adopt you for a very safe, non-violent experiment. Okay. I gotta see. I gotta know. I gotta know. I gotta try it, right? Because I'm so, oh, so curious. Okay, you're no different. I'm gonna go out there, find some infected animals, and see if we can actually reproduce the enzyme transfer. Because is there? Yeah, look at they got a little trail. Wait, look at that, they're glittery. Wait a minute, I can scan that. Wait, you're different. Are you the enzyme peeper? No. Come back. Wait. They're physically different. They are physically noticeably different. Okay. A peeper specimen was observed emitting a faint fluorescent enzyme trail and engaging in unusual behavior patterns. Peeper is actively approaching other creatures, including predators. The specimen is host to a bacterial infection. However, the infection is currently dormant. Peeper's stomach cavity appears an unknown enzyme of foreign origin. Chemical analysis of enzyme bears some superficial similarity to the stomach enzymes with larger predators. Contact with the enzyme appears to inhibit the symptoms of the bacterial infection. Complex structure renders synthesis impossible. Recommend further research into enzyme origin. Okay, so then you two. Yeah, you guys don't have the trail. Okay, so now I for sure have. have the ones with the... That's... Oh, that's cool. Okay. Okay, great. Oh, some coral down here. Wow, there's a little bit of everything down here. Hmm. This is okay. This has been pretty cool. We've learned a bit. But now, okay, there's something over here. We're just gonna top up on our air. I'm not done poking around. Okay, one more round, one more hit. Okay. Oh, shit. What? These are Sea Emperor eggs. So there's one in that egg room. I didn't know what it was. We didn't know. Oh. She has 5 eggs. Sea Emperor's eggs. Shell. Uncommonly strong shell lining. Organic growth on the exterior suggests these eggs may be hundreds or thousands of years old. And they still haven't hatched. Alien tubes. Alien devices penetrate the outer shell layer, likely designed to supply them with nutrients and to isolate them from the surrounding environment. Huh. Amniotic sac. Like many eggs on 4546b, these do not contain a nutrient supply, which is slowly exhausted by the embryo. Instead, they exist in a form of natural stasis, awaiting appropriate hatching conditions. Fetal organism. There's a high genetic match between these organisms and the Leviathan in the vicinity. They appear to be stable and healthy. It's likely the ideal hatching conditions for the eggs vary considerably from ideal survival conditions for the parent. I mean, that would... I mean, we've seen that in real animals, right? Like where the parent will live and thrive and exist is different. Like, it's not exact, but it's a quick example. Like sea turtles, like they lay their eggs on the sand. You know, and they leave them up there so that they, you know, they hatch. Whereas the mother will still live in the ocean. Kind of a same concept, but they have this set up here. Incubator, yeah. So they're trying to accelerate the growth, it seems. Hatching enzymes. Neighbor specimen's eggs are attached to some form of incubator. In a normal life cycle, it seems likely that sea emperors would have buried their eggs in shallower waters, where different egg materials in the soil, organic materials in the soil, would have triggered a hatching response. The incubator suggests the aliens have resorted to developing artificial hatching enzymes, which would stimulate the egg's natural hatching environment, but were unable to discover the formula. With extensive information on the sea emperors themselves, it may still be possible to fabricate an artificial hatching enzyme using indigenous ingredients. However, the only surviving source of that information may be the sea emperor itself. All right. Damn. So because they have her in captivity, right? So she can't really lay her eggs in the environment she would normally. So these would probably be thriving a lot better if they just let her put them where she wanted to. But, it's possible to fabricate it. If we have the... Hi. Okay. That's cool. Are you waiting for me to do this? Okay, hold on, wait, let me power it up.
young need to hatch, to play outside this place.
Yeah.
We have been here so long. The others built a passage to reach the world outside. I asked them for this freedom, but they could not hear me. If you help us, I will give you freely what the others tried in vain to take.
Oh, shit. I need air. Air.
30 seconds.
It's okay. It's okay, we're good. That's huge. That's huge. So she will give us freely what the others tried to take in vain. So they try. She's not dumb. She's not dumb at all. She knows. So they could not hear her voice. We can hear her voice, but they couldn't? Or they ignored her? Because they couldn't. I don't know. That's interesting because maybe they're so advanced, or maybe they had ways of blocking it out. They just didn't know. Or maybe they didn't care. I don't know. It's hard to say because that's such a. I asked them for this freedom, but they could not hear me. If you help us, I will give you freely what the others tried to take in vain. So she's on the up and up. She knows. She knows what they were after. I don't need to hatch to play outside this place. We've been here so long. The others built a passage to reach the world outside. So we free them as a deal. We help her and them. They help us. I feel like that's fair. I feel like that's valid. I'd be like, who am I to keep? Be like, no, you gotta stay in here. Right? Can I help hatch? Insert hatching enzymes. Oh, we don't have the hatching enzymes. Obviously we don't. So we gotta find that information somewhere. They have the information. They have the information on what these enzymes are, but no, you might have the information on what the enzymes are. Thank you. Great. You're lovely. I still think you're not gonna let me scan you, right? Are you gonna be mad? Okay. Alright. Carry on. Thank you for blowing all the sand away. That's pretty badass to be able to do that underwater. It's pretty hardcore.
With the passage you have opened, my young can leave this place. But first they must feel the time is right and break free of their shells. This is what the others could not force from me. To you, I give the secret willingly.
New blueprint acquired.
She held back the hatching enzymes. They tried to force it from her. Tried to make a deal. They were like, no. That's so... Ooh. Oh. Ooh. That doesn't actually seem too bad. Ghostweed seed. Sea crown seed. Sea crowns are down here. We have eye stalk seeds. Those are actually still over in the life pod. Oh shit. Wait, since we're down here, Advance the Sea Emperor's life cycle. Whoa. Awesome. Okay. The Sea Emperor's life cycle. Available biological data has been used to synthesize the effects of the alien bacterium on the Sea Emperor's natural life cycle. This creature likely lived and moved in small herds around the planet's ocean trenches, coming to the surface to feed off the huge volumes of microorganisms in the shallower waters. Family size would be strictly limited by available food supply. Offspring would likely split off at a young age to form their own herds elsewhere. Given their sparse population, mating and egg laying was likely infrequent, perhaps a once-in-a-lifetime event. The species likely had a preferred environment of egg laying. In fact, successful hatching may depend on such conditions. Given the rarity of this event, it is impossible to calculate those conditions precisely. There is no evidence to support the assumption that all members of the species were immune from the alien bacterium. Even if this is so, there's evidence that introduction of the bacterium decimated life on the planet. And this would have had catastrophic effects on the Emperor's food supply and survival rate. The symbiotic relationship between this specimen and other life forms likely developed as a direct result of the bacterial infection. Those life forms, which learned to keep the Emperor alive, survived with its help. This may explain the vast tracts of lifeless ocean in a rough perimeter around the Emperor's location. Ooh. Because, I mean, what... Because we know the bacteria just decimated things, and everything we know about it, right? The stages that they research, like, you will die. Like, that is a fact. This will kill them. And so, when it initially released, the assumption that they had, like, a natural immunity is... I mean, it makes sense. It would be unlikely. It's possible, but that could be developed over time. But everything else definitely couldn't just naturally survive it. So they adapted. Life found a way. And now they have kind of like a symbiotic, literally use the word, the symbiotic relationship between everything and the Sea Emperor. And honestly, with a name like the Sea Emperor, kind of almost like protecting and taking care of all the other life forms with the enzyme. And then thus those life forms in turn, like microorganisms and such, feeding the Sea Emperor. That's really cool. That's really cool. That's really cool to see. It came around. Okay, so we need... There it is. There's a small cave. I need seeds from this incredibly rare plant. Okay, I imagine I only need one. Right, because it doesn't seem to really do anything else other than just grow because it's cool. Right, so we got that. The eye stalk seed, I know where those are. Ghostweed seeds. We know where ghostweeds are. We can go get those. Fungal samples. Fungal samples I had some of, but it's those we can also get. Ooh, this is new. Gabe's feather. How fancy. Gabe's feather. This plant grows almost exclusively in deep waters, where its hand-like leaves have evolved to filter sediment from the environment. It's likely dependent on the excretions of fauna populating the waters above and around it. It's a little shitty here. Incredible. Okay, so there are no oxygen plants down here. Okay.
30 seconds.
I know, we're good. I'm a professional now. I'm not going to drown. Embarrassing. Could you imagine? Like, this would probably be the worst place to drown. Well, mostly because like, how could you? I'd never be able to live it down. Okay, so we this is gonna be cool. I'm gonna go through this just to see where it goes. Obviously, right? We activated it, and they'll be able to the young will be able to swim through here. Totally fine. I have no idea how we're gonna get you out though. I have no idea. I have no idea. Maybe you can squeeze in here? Shut the fuck up. No way. This is where that connects to? Oh my god. My god, we literally, it was like, I think it was like 2 episodes ago, something like that. We went over here, we saw this, and we're like, oh, I gotta bring back an ion cube to activate this thing. See where it goes. Now, that would have been shocking. To activate this, go through here, see Emperor. That would have been kind of nuts. That would have been... Yeah, that would have been pretty crazy if we could do that, right? Cause like imagine like popping out here. Oh my god. Insane. Alright, you hang here, Mama. I'll be back. I'll be back. We'll save your kids. I'll find some way to save you, hopefully. And then in turn, hopefully we can find a way that I also don't die to this horrible infection. Do I have to do like a dramatic... Potentially? Nope. How the hell I get out of this water? Okay, there we go. Okay. Alright. Good lord, this is crazy. This is awesome. Like, what the heck? This is huge. This is easily like no, this is capped out as being like this is the craziest shit we've seen in this game. This unheard of. Never in all my years could I have ever predicted a route going like this. This is crazy. Right? But as to the fact that Sea Emperor is still here. Alive. Dude, okay. 5 eggs that are healthy and hatchable. We just need to make the enzymes. Right, like that's pretty cool. My god. Okay, how are we doing? Nice, 2 full cells. So go in here.
Emergency power only. Oxygen production offline.
Honestly, that's okay, as long as we're not flooded. Okay. Okay, so this is like... This is absolutely crazy. Huge. So this...
Welcome aboard, Captain.
So you know what they tried to take from her were the enzymes to hatch, right? And they suspected that a young Sea Emperor, right, would be the cure, or could produce the cure. But they forced one to hatch too early, and it died. It died, so they weren't able to actually like do it properly. So they were trying to get the enzymes, or trying to get the hatching enzymes from her to do that, and she was not letting it happen. She was not letting it. She was not giving it to them, right? Because they were trying to take it by force. So now we can essentially do what they weren't able to do by chance, right? Because we help them hatch. They then are hatched naturally, normally healthy, totally fine. And then we could possibly get the enzymes from them. Hmm. Oh shit. Yeah, that could be what we do. Shit, okay. 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, that's the full set. Gonna take out all the empty ones. Okay. Alright. Alright, we have a heading now. We have a heading, and we're gonna pick this up in the next episode. Because I waited a little bit longer than I needed to. Or not that I needed to, but longer than I kind of had time for. But this was totally worth it because we covered so much. Covered so many things. So we're gonna pick this up next time. We're gonna probably just pull in Gustav, right? And once those power cells are charged, pull them in, and then we'll go get more ion cubes. Then we'll pull them in. Then we'll go back to the surface. Go back to the surface and not only start kind of collecting the pieces to make this, but also just kind of exploring some of the other locations that we haven't yet, especially the locations that those portals connect to, and also making a bunch of these because I think these would be really cool. These would be really cool to make. So I want to get a bunch of ion cubes so we can do that. Have an entire ion power cell. Everything, because like what? It would to get a full set, right? We need six for the Peen, two for Gustav, and 1 for the Seamoth. So 9? 9. That's a lot. We need 9, and each of them requires 2 batteries, so that's 18 batteries. So we need 18 ion cubes. It's a lot of ion cubes. I have 1. And then however many are left in there. And then we'll get more. So I think we'll stock up on those too. But anyway, that's the plan. We got cool stuff to do next time. So thank you everybody so much for watching. More Subnautica soon. So let me know what you think. See you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.